Live. Welcome to Velocity Mixed Martial Arts, Episode 8. I'm your host, Kyle Lenny. Each and every week, we find a local fighter or grappler or somebody involved in the mixed martial arts world. We bring them in and we kind of talk to them about past stories, future plans, favorite parts of the sport, and we also kind of joke around and have a little bit of a talking point sometimes. So, alongside me, my co-hosts, Tanner Thug Nasty Else, and the Matador, Michael Odomende.
I don't know which name I dislike more, yours or
And of course, our guest for this week is local mixed martial artist Elijah He-Man Herring. Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
Herring?
Yep.
He-Man. This guy.
We actually we decided we're gonna add a second name now.
A second one.
Yep, the Indiana.
I saw that today. I was like, when Trey made that post about you, I was like, how many nicknames this guy have?
Two is the max, right?
Two.
Any more
That's
than
all
two.
you
I've seen some people with two nicknames.
Yeah.
Well, you introduced me as everyone as the Matador, so you must not dislike it that much.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's better than Mike, but I still don't like it.
That hurts my feelings. That's my real name.
Given name.
We got a lot to talk about today, boys. We had an amazing fight card last weekend, and we got how's the next one looking? A pretty good one next week, huh?
For a fight night, it's pretty good.
Just for a fight night,
but it's nothing compared to this.
Not a pay-per-view or anything, obviously, no.
Yeah.
You have our picks on here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're right there.
Oh, okay. I was looking. I was like, I can't.
The undercard is right next to their name, and then in between the undercard and the main card.
Kyle did it.
Did Drew Dober win?
No,
I didn't think so.
He sure did.
That Brad Riddle guy is actually pretty insane.
He's a little scary.
I don't like
That fight might have been like fight of the night for me. By the way, do you remember they were just going off on each other? So do we start at the bottom?
Yeah, sure. Let's
So
go ahead
we all went for Evlov. Nothing to say there. You know, wrestle cup.
Just a wrestle fucker from Russia.
Yeah.
No big surprise.
You guys broke my heart with Calderwood losing.
Yes.
So I don't get any.
I'm gonna keep score as we go here.
Wait, that was a decision, right? Yeah, Lauren Murphy won by decision over
So
Calderwood.
we all got a point for the first round.
Well, we all got 3 because we all. Well, no.
We all have 3 in the first round, and then in the second round, me and Tanner get 1 for Lauren Murphy.
Oh, sure. Oh, because for the undercard, we're just doing 1 point.
1 point. Yep.
Eric Anders, we all went for him, so we all get a point. Drew Dober, none of us get a point.
None of us get a point.
Nobody.
My boy let us down.
This Brad Riddle came out of nowhere and just was swinging.
All right, if you want to keep the doc up, I'll pull the internet up.
Sure.
That way,
Oh, I memorized it all because I'm amazing.
you memorized it all?
Well, I know when all these fights ended and what it was.
This man's dedicated.
Why don't you want to fight me?
Because I just couldn't. I don't want to see you cry. I'm just kidding. So we'll go Paul Craig round 1 TKO technically, but this is a weird one because he won by submission.
But I feel like, I understand that, like, the dude didn't tap, though.
Yeah.
His arm was broken, and it was as he was on the bottom.
It was
like,
ref stoppage, and ref stoppage
It's
is a TKO
yeah.
technically.
So we understand that he was injured, but as the ref was stopping, he was still getting blasted in the face.
So we'll say TKO.
So essentially, I'm giving myself like 2 points here.
Did you say Paul Craig round 1 TKO?
I said round 2 KO.
Okay, so you get 2
So I got
points.
the round wrong.
We get 0. Okay.
Yep, we get none.
Beautiful. I'll take that. All right.
So Bilal Muhammad by decision, I get 3 points for that, right?
What did I get?
Yeah.
Didn't I pick that one too?
Wait, where did you put? Where are we? Oh, we're down.
I got Bilal Muhammad as well. We all did. It looks like.
Did we?
Yeah, it's the second one down as we go.
I knew this. Yeah, so
we all get 3 points. It looks like.
Well,
or no,
he went for a second round.
me and you get 3, and he gets 1.
Yeah, how dare you, Tanner?
Some bullshit.
I know how Damian Maia fights. I'm like, it's gonna be a decision win for sure. Leon Edwards gets the decision.
You guys both pick decisions, and I pick TKO. Damn it!
Fuck. So yeah, Leon Edwards by decision because Nate Diaz is so hard to finish. You even said Thompson was his last actual finish. Well,
other than Masvidal.
Oh yeah,
Well,
That was a doctor, but
doctor stoppage, which is still a TKO in our thing is doctor stoppage.
By definition.
Co-main event.
Co-main event.
Figueiredo, Moreno.
So none
of us got a point for that.
We all went for David. We don't even like Figueiredo. We just thought he would win, but Moreno, wow.
Yeah, what a win, dude.
Wait,
Wow.
who had Brandon Moreno second round TKO?
Somebody had that?
Yeah, BM second TKO.
and then it was super emotional after that. And Mexico gets their first actual champ.
Amazing,
Mexican
man.
born, crazy.
Yeah.
God, what a win. Gosh, that was amazing. When he sunk in that rear naked choke, I was cheering.
Because he
I was like,
dropped
oh,
him first, too, didn't he?
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
first
He
round.
dropped
like
him.
a jab.
Yeah.
And the first round wasn't even close. Didn't Moreno like triple his strike?
At one point, it was 42-6.
Yeah, Moreno was
Dude.
piecing him up the whole time.
Bad.
Yeah, if you want to, and I love that. That's the perfect example of if you want to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ.
Yep.
Perfect example of that.
People forget that Moreno is actually more experienced than Davidson Figueiredo. He has like 4 or 5 more fights.
Right.
So they might do a trilogy there.
I could see.
Do we think a trilogy?
I hope not. I mean, I just want Davison Figueiredo to go to 135. There's so many more interesting fights for him at 35.
That's true.
I could agree.
He could fight like Dominic Cruz.
Like him coming off of a loss but being the champ, guess who would be a good first fight for him at 135?
Dominic
Cody
Cruz.
Garbrandt.
Oh, Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
That would be a banger, dude.
And they were supposed to fight anyway.
Weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he said he was going to go down to 25 when
Yeah.
Figueiredo was still the champ.
Yeah.
He got
Right.
hurt. Cody got hurt.
Yeah, see? Right
Both
there.
coming off a loss.
Mm-hmm.
But Henry Cejudo's coming back. He says it every 5 seconds. No.
every other day.
He says it every other day.
What do you
Until I
does-
come back.
He doesn't say
anyway.
anything, and then like a fight happens in the flyweight division, then all of a sudden he pokes his head up and says some shit. Like,
It's like that one meme of the guy coming out of the sewer. What's that meme?
basically.
All right, main event, baby. I get 3 big smackaroos for this one.
Well, you already took the lead after we were wrong with the
Yeah.
other one.
And then
Yeah.
with my free point, that puts me up to 15.
Yeah, you already beat us. We know.
15 points for me.
We know.
We know.
Wait, who got second?
Mike with 8, and you got 5.
I got 5?
You got
Jesus.
5.
All right. We can make some better picks. Better picks
You're
coming
picking
soon.
with your heart. I'm picking with my head.
Well,
Like,
him and me picked with our heart with Marvin Vittori. I didn't
Well,
actually.
I picked with my head with Marvin Vittori because
Really?
Marvin Vittori took over their first fight like midway through the second round and started wrestling him. And I'm like, you know what? If he had 2 more rounds, he would have beat him the first fight. And I'm like, you give him 5, let's see if we can do it. And then he didn't. So
right.
Well, let's all agree that the judges were on peyote and cocaine.
50-45 isn't.
I think Marvin won 1, if not 2 of those rounds.
I had win at least 2, possibly a third.
I mean,
And it wasn't that he did a whole lot. It's just that Israel wasn't
No, but-
getting a ton of offense off, and he was holding
So,
the fence, which was
Right.
technically control.
I believe it was the second round where he landed twice as many punches and he had that rear naked choke.
Mhm.
And they gave that round to Izzy. I'm like, what are we doing?
Right.
Like, what are we? He landed more strikes. He had a submission. He almost ended the fight. So, yeah, I definitely have Israel winning the fight. I'm not complaining. I think he won the fight by everybody's scorecard. I just didn't like the score when it was read out.
Right. No,
You
I
know.
agree.
Closer than what the scorecards
A
show.
lot closer than what the scorecard showed.
Which seems to be the case in a lot of championship fights, unfortunately.
Yeah. End result would have been the same either way, even if it was me judging. So.
Right.
Oh, I was gonna really quick have a talking point and get all your guys' opinion
Okay.
on something. Israel Adesanya. So Vittori after that fight wasn't beat up, wasn't bleeding, wasn't bruised up. It looked like he just got done with a light sparring session. And then I realized 3 of the last 4, and I'm an Izzy fan. This is constructive criticism.
I already know where this is going.
3 of his last 4 opponents had no damage done to them after the fight. Yoel Romero, Jan Blachowicz, and Marvin Vittori all looked fresher than they went into the fight. They were like, yeah, nothing he hit me with hurt.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is his power going, or is he just not using it? Is he trying to use technicality over? Because like I said, 3 of his last 4 opponents had no damage done to them whatsoever.
Right.
So where's his power? You know, he knocked out. I mean, Paulo Costa was the other 4th one where he knocked him out. So we're not gonna count that.
And Paul Costa was injured going into the fight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
drunk.
He was drunk on
I was
wine.
forgetting about that part. I was lying.
That was the funniest excuse ever. He's like, I was drunk. What? So what do you guys think? Is his power going, or is he just not using his power?
Well, usually the last thing that goes for a fighter is power. Usually the first thing that goes is your speed or your chin. And
But he's using speed and technicality, but he has no power anymore. Like, look at Marvin Vittori's face after that fight. I'm like, did you just get done with a light wrestling
it
session?
just doesn't look like he's trying to bang with anybody
Yeah.
anymore. And if you think about it, Costa and Romero were people who would have wrestled him.
Yes.
And same with Marvin Vittori, he was trying.
Yeah, he
so
was
that's
trying.
probably he didn't get as much offense off because he had to be on the defensive.
Sure.
It's like his offensive strike. Like if you look at when he fought Whitaker, they were literally in the pocket throwing hooks at each other, and he can't do that with those guys because they're just going to drop.
The
legs.
wrestlers, yeah. Robert Whitaker's not really a wrestler.
I mean, he is, but
He
when
kinda
he uses it against people, he absolutely has to.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe his power's not going. Maybe I think I'm being overcritical.
What do you think?
Probably being like, whoa, shit.
You
Yeah.
forgot about that.
I don't know. Like, I guess with Jan, like, he fought a really big dude.
Yeah.
Probably felt that power. I was like, no, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Play
we,
a safe
we,
little
we were thinking too, like
kickboxing thing.
Marvin Vettori is one of the biggest 185ers, so we were thinking similar fight.
Yes,
Right.
similar fight.
Oh, I got it. Somebody in chat said they couldn't hear us on Facebook, but I think I got it fixed because I just heard it. So.
Oh shoot! I gotta. What am I doing? So yeah. So maybe his power's not going, but like I said, he's just not doing damage to his.
He's just
opponents
doing
anymore.
more outside striking than he is actually
Yeah.
getting in and throwing to other people.
Still a big Izzy fan. Just light constructive criticism. Who do you think he fights next?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you go. You go.
The fact that you're a fan
Yeah.
means that you can criticize. You know,
Yes.
like if you're a blind fan to somebody and can't
Yeah.
criticize when they're
Yeah.
making mistakes, then
Exactly.
I mean,
And what is? You can't criticize much after a win because a win's a win. you know?
right,
That is
right.
But who do you guys think he fights next? Probably Robert Whittaker.
It's probably Whitaker.
Gotta be Whitaker.
What?
John and Chad. He's like, I keep forgetting to go get those Star Wars things, and he's like, man, it'd look way cooler if you had Star Wars cutouts in the back. I promise I'm coming to get them.
I forgot the posters
Where are
too.
you gonna put him, by the way?
TBD.
Okay.
TBD.
Matt, I forgot.
There's
the
room.
posters.
We'll find it somewhere.
Funny. Yeah, but I think he fights Robert Whittaker next.
Yeah,
Whitaker again?
Whitaker was really just kind of saying, like, he didn't say no to the next fight with him. He basically was just saying, I just got done fighting. He's got a fight scheduled, so it's going to be down the line a little ways.
Yeah.
So it's probably who's next. But
That's probably who's next. Let's see what else.
That's good.
Was that all for my time?
That's a good fight.
I love it
That's
every
good.
time they fight, dude.
I know.
But hopefully Whitaker can mix in a takedown or two with his fighting with,
Dude.
because the way that they fought, they literally were like toe to toe.
You know,
Right.
Izzy's only working on his takedown defense. That's all he worked on for against Marvin.
Yeah, no, and I agree, and he should have, and he stayed away from him, and he didn't get hit with a whole lot. He didn't get taken down. But if he goes in there and starts banging with Whitaker, and they're standing this far apart, and Whitaker fakes like a hook and just ducks, he's not defending that takedown.
Yeah.
He's already halfway in a shot.
True. Okay, I'm gonna delete all that. I'm gonna sneaky.
Every time.
Every time somebody says sneaky.
Every time.
Let's see.
Who was it? It was Diaz and Edwards that's going up to Usman next, right? The winner of that fight?
After Colby and
Right. Who fights the winner of that one? Yeah.
Like I just pasted it. It's just
Well, and then dude, Colby was talking so much crap about Leon Edwards today. He's like, you couldn't finish a journeyman that like hasn't won a ton of fights in the UFC. Like, I mean, he has, but he's got a lot of losses too. And Colby was just like, so if I beat Usman, I don't want to fight either of those bums afterwards. And I'm just like, oh.
wait. Either of what two bums?
Either Diaz or Leon Edwards. He was like, that fight was crap. Like, this one's a journeyman. This one's supposed to be like a star, but he couldn't put him away, and almost got finished in the fifth round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the end of that fight.
Also, I love
Did we even go over that fight? The end of that fight was insane.
Well, the UFC's Instagram page posted a Diaz quote. It was like, yeah, I mean, if that was a street fight, I would have ended up putting him away. He was sleepwalking, and I'm like, why do I feel like the UFC's promoting Diaz even though he lost?
That's what I saw. Like,
Like,
you didn't see
why?
anything about
Yeah, I
Edwards.
didn't see anything about Edwards. I'm just like, why is
Almost
UFC
as if
promoting?
Nate
I'm
did
trying to
finish
copy
the
and
fight.
paste it.
That's what I'm
Control
saying.
V. You got to control V it.
Yeah, I am. Look, it's just
Oh,
it's
not
just the
right.
Korean zombie or something.
Let me give
You
it
love
a
to
shot.
see it. Love to see
Let me
it.
give it a shot.
Yeah, you give it a shot. But the UFC will never. I don't feel like they'll ever drop Nate Diaz. He could lose his next 5 fights in a row.
As much as I love him, dude, they need his brother back. Like, he's a bigger star than him. I understand the McGregor thing happened with Diaz.
He's coming back,
but
though.
He said that's what they said by the end of the year.
They need to give him a pretty big opponent, though. Either that, or they need to give him a gimme fight. They either need to give him a free win
Well,
or a
you
big
remember what happened last time they gave him a gimme fight?
Hazmat Shmaev.
That's not a gimme
That
fight.
is not a gimme fight.
That's called a free loss.
Oh,
That's
that's
called a free loss.
That's an L. Last time they gave Diaz a gimme fight, he had just came over from Strikeforce, and the first fight they gave him was BJ Penn at 170, and I'm like, no, I love BJ Penn too much for this, and he worked him, dude. Bad. It was terrible, dude.
He used to be the second best welterweight in the world, Nick Diaz.
I would say.
Behind GSP, he was probably.
He was. Yeah.
For a little bit.
As much as I love Carlos Condit because he's one of my favorite fighters ever, I did think he beat Carlos Condit in that interim title match to fight GSP.
Dude, Carlos Condit is the first fight on the very undercard of the McGregor-Poirier fight. Have you seen that?
He's been gone for so long.
Hold on.
He fought Tyron Woodley, and Tyron Woodley leg kicked him and tore like his entire knee. So he's been gone for a while.
He fought
I have to pull it up for you.
Matt Brown recently.
Casuals.
One decision.
For you
normies.
For you normies. Okay, look at how stacked this card is.
Tai Tuivasa, Greg Hardy.
Okay, yeah, Greg Hardy and Tai Tuivasa. Gilbert Burns, Stephen Thompson, which is the title contender fight, right?
Has to be.
Yeah. You have
Sugar Sean.
Sugar Sean. There was a big hype on Irene for a while, but then she lost.
I just really want Sugar Sean to beat this dude because he beat Ben Wynn from Sioux Falls, and Ben Wynn hasn't really fought in the UFC since then. I'm like, ruined my boy's career, so Sugar Sean better kill him.
No, that did, yeah.
Kill him.
But this is where I wanted you guys to see. Just look at how stacked the undercard is.
Price.
Carlos Condit,
Kevin
Pereira.
Pereira, and Nico Price. Oh yeah, Kevin Lee's coming back against
Ooh,
undefeated
Michelle Pereira. I love him.
Sean
Dude.
Brady's nasty.
You know I'm all about Michelle Pereira.
Dude, you know when
Two of my favorite fighters on the same
when the
card.
undercard is this stacked, it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure Kevin Lee is. Why'd they put him against an undefeated stud on his comeback fight? I don't know.
Sean Brady's nasty.
I know.
I was just about to say.
Anyway, so.
That'll be a fun one to pick for. But I got those up if you wanna.
Oh, Ryan Hall. Ryan
Hall's on the early prelim, and Jennifer Maya. Jesus.
Nobody
nuts.
wants to fight Ryan Hall.
Brad
so.
Tavares. Okay.
Also, this guy who just lost to Chris Weidman before Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Where's Chris Weidman now?
Where's Chris
next for
Weidman?
him?
What's next for dude?
Physical therapy.
Walking out with the first guy on the early prelims. That's where he's at now.
I like how the early prelims is kind of stacked.
It is.
It's kind of.
Jessica I and Jennifer Maya have both fought for titles, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Why are they on the undercard? I don't know.
That's a crazy
It's true.
card.
It's true.
Yeah, no, crazy. That one will be good. That one's not for a little.
Dane Volkov?
Oh, that one. Well, that one's for next person to fight for the title in my mind.
I think so, yeah. And that's 2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks.
Oh, perfect. 26th. My mom's gonna be in town having a barbecue at noon, and then there's fights at night. Oh yeah. Bring home extra plates for the fights at night.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Right.
Did either? Because I want one quick talking point before we do the next.
Yeah.
Unless you want to. Okay. Who do you guys? There's a big controversy right now on who should be next for Ngannou in heavyweight. You have Derek Lewis. You have a trilogy with Stipe.
It's gotta be Lewis, dude.
But the trilogy with Stipe because they're split, and then you also have John Jones up in there.
John Jones is not allowed to just fight anybody at heavyweight immediately or fight for a title immediately. Yeah, he's also been out for how long? Like, when was his last
Chandler
fight?
Jones is.
Over a year.
But then,
Or
okay.
Michael Chandler. Sorry, Michael Chandler's allowed to just jump into a title fight without any.
Well, he
fought Dan, knocked out Dan Hooker.
It's John Jones.
It's John Jones.
Yeah,
I know.
John Jones hasn't even fought in the division before.
Yeah.
I feel like John Jones has more of a right to jump into a title fight than.
Well, he is. He is possibly the best champ of all time.
He's possibly the best fighter of all time.
Best fighter of all time.
Yeah.
So, he beat a really good heavyweight champion named Daniel Cormier twice. So, let's see here. So it's between John Jones, Derek Lewis, and Stipe. Am I right by
I
saying
just feel
those?
like the way that friggin' Derek Lewis destroyed Curtis Blades, he deserves that fight.
Yeah, I feel like it's.
So what would
also,
be?
we're not even if he deserves it, we're not gonna get it because he's asking for like $25 million, and Dana White was like, and on to Derek Lewis.
And on
So,
yeah.
like, if we can't get the negotiations done, there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
So how about this? What would you rather see that order in? Because you have the trilogy with Stipe, you have John Jones and Derek Lewis. What order would you put of importance? Well, any of you.
Derek Lewis, then Stipe, because let's give Stipe a bit of time to recover.
Yeah.
And then John Jones. John Jones also said that now that the weight is on for heavyweight, he hasn't done any technique training in like a year, and he's only been doing lifting. So he said he needed more time anyway.
Yeah.
So even if they were to say you can fight him, it's going to be a ways down the line anyway. So
Yeah.
Early next year, end of this year.
Do you agree? Like
No, I agree.
Derek Lewis, Stipe,
And then John Jones, I agree. Oh, Chet says
Probably.
Kimbo Slice versus Brock Lesnar. 50% of them are dead.
50% of those people are dead.
fuck.
So
Ow.
that ain't happening.
My heart.
And 100% of them aren't relevant in MMA.
50% are dead and 100%
Are not relevant.
eat horse tranquilizers like Skittles.
And then, what do you do with the winner of Volkov and Gane? Then they're just sitting there waiting for a title. I don't
Give
know.
him to Stipe.
Yeah, you
Stipe
could do
fights now.
Actually, or you can give the winner of that fight to Curtis Blades because he's going to need a comeback fight.
That's true. That's true. He's gonna need one.
He already knocked out Volkov, and I don't want to see it again. Yeah. So that's really all for my talking points.
Fair enough. We can make some picks if you want to.
Yeah, get some quick picks out.
I'm gonna leave you in charge of doing the
Yeah, sure.
point keeping this time. because I did it last week.
Yeah. Okay, so
Matt Brown, Diego Lima. Ooh, baby.
is this how you do it usually? And then I'll have you.
I usually put our initials.
Okay.
Why? I just put
That works. No, that
Or I'll
works.
put Kyle. You know what? KL.
Fair enough.
Until we have
So,
Kyle.
what
until
do
we
you-
have Kyle Lundy.
I'm-
Kyle
well-
Lundy's back, yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll do me first because I'm the best, and I'm gonna do not Matt Brown.
Also, can I call you Mo?
Yeah, I'm going to go Diego Lima, too.
Diego Lima. I'll do. Actually, I might hit. I think Matt Brown's chin's gone. Maybe. Well, yeah, I'll do third round KO or
You
something.
disrespect my boy Matt Brown.
I mean,
And your break.
is he not the definition of a journeyman at this point? Okay.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
say
going
he
to go
wasn't.
Diego Lima, first round knockout. Now that's disrespect.
Who wants to be next?
Alright,
Tanner.
we got.
He-Man.
I gotta pick Matt Brown.
Yeah.
Lay and pray,
And how?
maybe lay and pray, maybe
and
some
pray?
cage holding.
So decision is what you're
He
thinking.
might do a couple face blocks and lose my
Ah.
first round. I don't know.
Face blocks.
What round
So,
and
yeah.
what way to
If he
win?
wins, it's gonna be decision.
Decision. Okay. So basically round 3
I'm
decision.
saying, fuck her body right now. I'm going Matt Brown first round KO. By way of Hellbow against the fence.
He said bet the house.
This is
on it.
this is
Why
why
you have 5?
I was just gonna say that.
You're not wrong.
I was just gonna, he's like, but my heart.
My heart.
I'm going with
My heart's like a below 8-point kind of area.
So I don't know anything about these next two fighters. I'm gonna go with the guy with no picture. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, he's so bad he don't even have a picture, dude. Bruno Silva for me too.
Hold on. Yeah. Let's see. So I'll do decision because I don't know anything about him. Decision, and you'll do. Oh wait, I didn't even put his initial. And you'll do just what? What are you thinking?
Second round knockout. I've won the last.
By the way,
I won the last two.
KO and TKO, same thing for our opponents.
I won the last two, so I'm gonna get a little ballsy.
Silva, probably first round submission.
All right. He does have a Brazilian name, so he's probably good at submissions.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know anything about either of these two.
I'm gonna go Wellington.
Yeah, you might as well.
And I'll just go City.
And next one.
Choi Sung-woo?
Pretty sure I've seen this Julian guy fight. You know what? I'll go with Julian. He looks way more educated on the game. Look at how many fights he has.
Are you saying that because the other guy has slanted eyes?
I meant he has more fights.
Whoa, dude.
I meant he had... Technically, the
It's
Asians
2021.
are always more educated. Have you seen their grades?
That's what I was thinking.
Whoa, more stereotypes.
And more stereotypes.
coming out of there, coming out of the
Hey,
corner.
that's positive stereotyping.
Positive stereotypes.
We take a moment to pause the delay corner to bring you the racist corner.
The racist corner. I thought positive racism was a good thing. I don't know.
It is. Alright,
Velocity Entertainment does not agree with the views and opinions of some of its co-hosts.
It's racist co-hosts.
So I'm not worried about the stuff that I was worried about prior to coming here. I was asking Tara, I was like, what can I say? What can you say? And
No.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, that's
Pretty much anything.
Now we put explicit on it so that people know when they click on the
As
video.
long as you're like, I hate all Jamaicans. And we're like, well, we gotta cut that out.
It's we just watch Cool Runnings.
We just watch go.
Why do you think it lost?
That's a great.
Oh!
Alright, we're moving on because we are not.
We're still waiting for your pick.
Yeah, you're the one who's
It's on
working.
camera.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait, no,
yeah.
me. Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do Woo. Let's do Woo. I'm gonna go
Literally put woo.
decision.
Decision. Got it.
He-Man.
I'm gonna go with Julian Erosa by Dr. Stoppage.
So TKO, okay?
Mm.
Yeah.
We put that.
What round?
Second.
Second.
I'm gonna go Sung-woo second TKO.
Nice. I like it.
And when he wins, I'm saying woo.
Woo.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
The other guy has so many more fights. I don't.
He does.
Oh, now we
It's
have
a little
Mama Vera.
Or we can't say Cheeto Vera, otherwise Tanner gets. Or the Cheeto show is when
Well,
he
for
gets.
the record, I'm gonna go with Davey Grant just because I hate Cheetah.
Well, let's get. Okay, hold on.
Beat my boy Sugar Sean.
You know what? Didn't Vera just get pieced up by Jose Aldo?
He did.
I'm gonna go with the other guy too.
And he got grapple fucked, I think.
Yeah, dude, Jose ran through him. I remember, dude. We all looked at each other in the middle of that fight and said, "Yo, there's levels to
There's
this."
levels.
Yeah.
And Vera is not on that
No,
level.
I mean you might have beat the Sugar Show, but you ain't on Jose Alba.
Same. I'm gonna do Grant. Let's go.
If I don't know him, I do decision usually.
I remember Grant, and I think the last time I watched him fight, he had a sub. I think he's a grappler.
He's a grappler.
Yeah.
Let's do second sub. I haven't done a sub yet.
And then, what you thinking?
Where's this card at? The Apex?
Is it at the Apex?
I think it's at the 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Cheeto show's coming to the Apex.
Alright.
Probably win a decision.
Nice.
Well, someone's not getting invited.
I was gonna say the Thug Nasty show is about to hit in this podcast room right now.
That's so
I'm gonna go Davey Grant, and I'm gonna go with a second round sub also.
Sorry. Second.
I like it. You're copying the clear winner.
Clear winner. How dare you?
Hey, 3 weeks in a row now.
This next one's
Yeah,
difficult because the Spivak guy, he's definitely younger. Definitely.
And Olenik's on a losing streak right now. He lost to Lewis and to what's his name recently.
Was it he lost to? Oh, I know who he lost.
Who was it? It was
Yeah.
wasn't it Overeem? Right?
Overeem beat
Was
him
it?
a couple
Overeem
times.
just Overeem
Oh.
just beat him.
Olenik is actually is like my favorite dad bod fighter.
Well, he's got nasty, submissions, but
And he has some of the most fights I've ever seen.
And they're super slick too.
But
oh yeah.
and then Spivak's younger and actually like 12-2. He wants the championship.
It's a tough one.
This is a tough one. I might still go with Olenik because I know Spivak's first loss in the UFC because he was undefeated coming into the UFC. His first loss was a submission loss. So
Okay.
it was on the ground.
You don't want to fight Alexei Olenek then.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna go Olenek here, and yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna go second round sub.
I'm gonna do the same verbatim. Second round sub. I think that sounds about right.
I had that info in the back of my mind. I'm like, Spivak lost his first fight by submission in the UFC. What are we thinking?
Oh, same thing.
Second round sub.
Yep.
I'm gonna look stupid
We
after.
gotta-
I'm gonna look stupid
gotta
after
think-
Olenek
All
gets
right,
subbed.
well, first round sub then.
We gotta think of like a prize for guests if they win the
Yeah, we do.
like
Because I remember
if they beat
I remember
us, they
Tubby
get-
made picks. He's like, "What do I get?" And I was like, "Nothing, actually." So
if they beat us, they get like moved to the front of the line to come back or something.
Yeah, something. We give them all a kiss on the forehead.
this is a tough one for me, dude. This last one.
Oh, this last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chance on Guns, he's really good, but after who was it, Dominic Cruz, that first round TKO'd him?
Well, he just lost to T City, didn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah, he
No,
just
this dude
lost to T City.
His fight
This
before
dude
that
has
was
one name. I'm going with him.
It's because we
Did I? This dude.
Yeah.
Was that racist?
I gotta go with Dan Ige too, Sally, but
You know what? I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna put Korean Zombie for that.
KZ.
KZ, and I will do. I think decision.
I'm gonna do Dan Ige. Let's go. I'm gonna go decision as well.
Dan Ige, third round KO.
Okay. I like it.
With a second round KO. Dan Ige.
Zombie's been in some wars.
Yeah.
He's
Yes,
got
he's
his
also
chin tested.
finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he get finished by T City? I don't remember.
He dropped him with a nasty spinning elbow, but I'm pretty sure that went to decision.
Did that go to decision?
Yeah.
Who else KO'd him?
Rodriguez. With that.
Yair Rodriguez with that backwards elbow.
That was the backwards elbow.
That was that
Dude,
one. Yeah, dude.
I'm so hyped for Yair Rodriguez versus
Holloway?
Holloway.
Always my favorite. So yeah.
That's exciting though.
Oh man.
Holloway, there's levels to boxing when you see him.
I'm best boxer in UFC, baby.
I mean,
Turns his head and hits him twice.
how disrespectful was that when he was teaching T City how to fight in the middle of the fight?
I just saw that recently.
Ridiculous.
They were like, "This is actually how you block this punch."
All right, I know Tanner is stupid excited to jump into the conversational piece.
so hyped.
Oh, I forgot all about this.
Do you want to start it off since you're so pumped?
Sure. Gotta pull
So
it out.
this week we're gonna do our ridiculous circus fights. Basically, like
Dude, the weird thing is
crossover celebrity fights that would
I
just
cover
like,
like all corners too. Like,
they're just like ridiculous.
Yeah, I was more in the sports
Also-
world. I know he picked like midgets and actors.
I know. I did the sports world too. It's my first one. Is gonna be sport. But so also, I did this. You guys don't have to do it. I picked whether it was gonna be like MMA, boxing, or like grappling.
So did I. I did too.
Okay. So first up, I got an MMA fight between LeBron James and Rob Gronkowski. That's my first one.
That'd be a good one.
That would be
LeBron James, Rob Gronkowski.
I think. Well, LeBron wins because. Well, they're about the same size.
I feel like if Gronk gets him to the floor, he would win.
Aren't they the same size, basically?
Well, I think no. Gronk is
A little bit
6'5", 6'5", like 270, and LeBron's like 6'8", 270. So he's like taller, but he's also leaner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one, actually.
That is a good one. Yeah, I don't know who wins that one. So I was gonna make
That's why it needs to happen. So
I was
we
like,
can find out.
I was like, are we making picks with all these? Because that'd be hilarious. Mine is Brock Lesnar versus Mike Tyson in boxing. Now, no, hear me out. Hear me out. Mike Tyson is like 400 years old. Brock Lesnar's more in his prime and bigger.
And off of.
But didn't you just see how well Mike Tyson did against Roy Jones? That was actually a good fight. Like,
It was okay.
solid.
It was okay.
If there wasn't so much leaning on each other, it probably would have ended with a KO.
Then I think Mike Tyson wins, but I'm saying it'd be closer than you'd think because Brock Lesnar's younger.
I think there's one thing we learned about Brock in the UFC, and he does not like getting hit in the face.
Yeah, that's true. He would try to bring it to the ground, and we'd be like, "This is a boxing fight."
Yeah.
So you might be. Mike Tyson would probably win.
Panic wrestles in a boxing.
Yeah, panic wrestles. Yeah.
Dude, you know, actually go do that, and I don't want to make fun of you, but if you're listening, Kyle Lundy, I do remember that in Vermillion. Literally, like, clinched some dude, and as they clinched, he dropped and grabbed both of his legs, and the ref was like, dude, stop.
Was it a boxing?
It was a charity boxing event, and Kyle, like, shot for a double.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's funny. Mine's gonna set the stage for the way that this is gonna go on my
Oh
list.
no.
Okay.
SpongeBob versus Patrick.
So this is a mixed martial arts battle in the cage.
Mhm.
I'm choosing Elijah Wood
Oh,
Oh dear.
versus Daniel Radcliffe.
oh, Frodo versus Harry Potter? Yes, dude.
Yes.
But Elijah Wood has to dress up as Harry Potter,
Yes.
and Daniel Radcliffe has to dress up as Frodo.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
I
my.
hate it here.
I hate it. So that's gonna be the rest. The rest of his list is not.
It's going to be
serious.
just like that.
I don't
Okay,
know how to
great.
follow that.
Right? Oh, dude.
You know,
All right. Who you got?
Mine was semi-serious.
I'd like to see Jake Paul box Cody Garbrandt.
Okay.
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 I feel like the weight difference almost evens that out for how good of a boxer
I was about to say.
he is.
Well, it was like Floyd Mayweather versus Logan. The height and.
Well, you think Cody Garbrandt, I mean, fighting at 135, he probably walks at 50 to 55.
Right.
So it'd be similar, but he's so
Still
much
about 30
taller, though.
pounds.
But you.
Well, I mean, the dude.
Wait, did you say boxing or MMA?
Both of the brothers walk around at like 200, 205, and they cut to like
That might actually be a fair fight because of the size discrepancy. Yeah, it'd probably be fair.
I can see it. However, the speed disadvantage for Jake Paul would be terrible.
Yeah, it would be. It would be
that's
a lot.
That's the only way they could make Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul fair. Even though Floyd definitely won that fight.
And could have won it even more handedly.
Yeah, I feel like he was not really.
They put on a show.
Yeah, they put on a show. He still landed twice as many punches as Logan.
I'm going to go Max Holloway versus either Bud Crawford or Lomachenko in boxing.
Ooh, are you sure you
So,
want?
so I do, and here's the reason why. So both of these dudes fight at 125 and 130 respectively. And
Okay.
Holloway's a big 45er.
Oh, so
and he's also the best boxer probably in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be fair with like a 10-pound difference.
It's gonna be about I bet you he's about 160, 165.
Okay.
So
That would be good.
but either or Bud Crawford or Lomachenko in boxing.
Perfect. I put Jake Paul versus any actual boxer or any actual MMA fighter in an MMA fight,
Okay.
or any boxer in a boxing fight.
And hear me out. CM Punk versus Jake Paul in MMA.
Oh, okay,
He's-
okay.
See where I'm going with this?
I see. That might actually be more fair.
Dude, it might be more competitive than everybody.
Did anybody see that video? This happened a while back. Jake Paul did an MMA fight and he got destroyed by like a low level.
I don't think it was an actual
Yes.
fight. I thought he was just like sparring with somebody.
Well, he
Right.
said it was going to be real, and the guy destroyed him the whole time.
I mean, I
He
hope he
got
crosses
pissed
over.
off.
at
Yeah, he
some
beat the
point.
piss out of him, and it was like just a mid-level random MMA fighter.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Love to see it.
So I put Jake Paul versus anyone actually in their sport. If that-
So this could be. These two have already exchanged and they've already decided a winner. But I'm going Julian Marquez and Miley Cyrus.
in what sport?
In what sport?
Grappling.
I don't
hot
In
grappling.
kiss fighting?
Kiss fighting.
No way, dude. Now let's do to boxing.
Okay.
I bet she takes him there too. She's mean.
She's mean. She's feisty.
She's mean. She don't wear a lot of clothes. Let's do this.
Let's do this. That's funny.
The real money fight, the fight we all want to see, it's been mentioned in the public. LeBron versus Colby Covington in MMA. The real money fight.
I think
Kobe did bring that up a couple times.
I think Colby actually destroys him. I know there's a size difference, but like, come on.
The athleticism, like if you gave LeBron like a solid year of just straight jiu-jitsu, I feel like he'd finish him off his bag.
Yeah.
Dude, 6'8", 270.
But let's say Colby.
And he's freakishly athletic.
But if Colby Covington says we're fighting in a week, I think he takes him down and just destroys him. But you're right.
But that would be one that I would actually be like, okay, let's pay for this and get it because I'm not trying to.
No, I actually like circus fights. Everyone else is like, all these MMA purists are like.
Some of them freaking annoy me, but some of them make sense.
That last one annoyed me. Logan.
Like, I don't know if you guys know this. Lamar Odom just fought this weekend.
Really?
Killed Aaron Carter.
Oh, that's
Was it Aaron Carter?
Yeah.
It was Aaron
Lamar.
Yeah, but he was twice as big as him.
He was so big.
Hey, they were both on crack, so it's fair.
They were both on crack.
That evens it out.
Too soon?
No, not soon enough.
Not soon.
What you got?
I forgot. So this one doesn't make a lot of sense because these two have different like star power, but just for size and build, Ryan Reynolds versus Daniel Tosh.
Okay.
And in boxing.
Okay.
I would watch it.
Dude, I think it would be a good one, dude.
Daniel Tosh is pretty tiny.
He's about 6'4".
Oh, really?
He's really
but
really tall.
tiny as in
lean. He's really
like
lean.
his arms are this big around.
So and I believe it said Ryan Reynolds was 6'1" or 6'2", and I think he's got 10 pounds on him, but you would have a couple inches in the length on Tosh.
Sure. That'd be a good one.
That's what I thought.
That'd be a good one. Mine is George St. Pierre versus Oscar De La Hoya in boxing. I think George St. Pierre.
We're talking like a 10-year ago De La Hoya before.
No, we're talking about right now. I think GSP sweeps the floor with him in a boxing match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been watching his interviews, dude?
And then
I don't know what De La Hoya is on. He was just talking about fighting Floyd, and I'm like, dude, De La Hoya, you're like 50.
Right? Think about how embarrassed boxing would be if a grappler outboxed like one of the best boxers of all time.
GSP is also one of the better strikers in the UFC.
Yeah.
I mean, he invented the Superman jab.
He basically knocked out Bisping. It goes down as a submission win, but it was a knockout win. We all know.
My next one is Justin Gaethje, one of the best strikers in the game. Just rip somebody's face to pieces if you could, you know? If you just give him that freedom. In a mixed martial arts match, give him that freedom against Amber Heard.
Oh,
yes!
I would pay... How much would we all pay for that? Like $100
I would
each?
pay lots of money.
Take it all.
Take it all. That one meme? Take my money.
The first ever pay-per-view to be announced at $200 per buy. Everybody got it.
All the money just goes to Johnny Depp relief fund.
It should. As it should.
As it should. I like how you put Amber Heard on all your lists. Like for the heist one, he's like the getaway, like throw her out as a distraction.
Zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah, zombie apocalypse.
They need somebody to eat and rip to pieces while we get away.
He finds a way to put her in every list.
It's Team Fuck Amber Heard over here.
Yes,
for sure.
all day.
That's what this podcast is about.
Yep.
That's true.
Change the name.
We do not like her.
I actually thought the show was called Fuck Amber Heard.
Yeah,
Well, it is. It is.
That's our most popular episode. Our most watched episode is the We Just Don't Like Amber Heard episode. Fun fact.
Fun fact. Let's clickbait every video we have.
That's right.
Once again, Amber Heard ain't shit.
And we go talk about something else.
Lomachenko and Piotr Jan at
Ooh.
35 in
Oh,
MMA.
wow.
In MMA?
In MMA too. Ooh.
Oh, I think Piotr Jan just destroys him.
Well, yeah. I mean,
You think so?
If you
Well,
wrestle,
he probably just
yeah.
takes him down.
Loma's got Sambo though.
Oh, did he?
Sambo, and he's got like this really weird footwork where he'll hit you, and the next thing you know, he's like 3/4 the way around to your back.
Because he's a
And
ballerina.
as you're turning to get to him, he hits you again.
Apparently, he was a really good ballerina.
I believe it. It's man, can Peter Yan get to his feet to get at the takedown? I don't
Well,
know.
he's gonna do some illegal move. He's gonna he brings a gun into the.
Hey, how about this? Let's do it like this. Crow Cop Pride rules.
Oh
If Peter Yan gets a takedown, they have to stand up within a minute. That's what
Okay.
that's the Pride rules they did when Crow Cop came over from striking.
Well, that's actually. I don't know if you've done Kepra sparring. It's kickboxing sparring with takedowns, but as soon as you get the takedown, you
Okay.
So
yeah,
so
we did that
take
at Jackson Wink a lot.
yeah. So there's takedowns, but then you just get up and you're like.
Mhm.
So there's no grappling, but there is takedowns.
Gotcha. Well, that's kind of how Sambo is, because Sambo is they're striking, but once you hit the ground, you're not allowed to hit your opponents on the ground. It becomes grappling at that point.
Yeah. that's similar. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so this is the one that they're gonna shut us down for, and we're gonna lose all of our followers.
Okay.
Good.
Stephen Hawking versus Christopher Reeve
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
in wheelchair MMA.
Yes.
Murder ball.
Murder ball, yeah, dude.
So
Wheelchair
some of those
fighter.
people are not alive anymore.
Well, obviously, but I still want to see it.
I still want to see it. I was like,
Oh,
We're
Boy, that one's rough, man.
we're disrespecting the dead and the disabled.
I just want to see him fight, dude.
That would be funny.
I would be game for like a bobsledding competition. Where they just both roll down. But then I think Christopher Reeve takes it because he's got more body mass than
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
Right.
that was good, guy.
Well, I don't want to
Made
be.
me cry.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I just want to be here.
Alternatively, honorable mention, I'd like the horse that paralyzed Christopher Reeve to fight Amber Heard.
This sucks because all mine are in like the fighting world. I should have been more creative.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I was
Well,
like, shoot.
I know how he gets with all of our lists, so I'm like, all right, I got some weird ones that I'm gonna throw out just for him.
I should have thought of that. Anyway, well, I put the obvious one that everyone wants to see is Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul in boxing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Obvious.
one.
That's
Jake wins for sure.
That's murder. Conor McGregor first round. Laser beam left hand.
Laser beam left hand. Dude, Jake Paul does have serious power though.
He does. Yeah,
I
I'll
think,
agree with that.
I think he's a real boxer. He's not a high.
I thought
he's not a high
I
level.
thought his brother would have done better against Mayweather than he did. Just because, no offense to his brother, I've never really seen him put anybody down, but I've seen him put 3 people down. So it's like I know the knockout power's there.
I will say Logan Paul is trying to fight more, like better opponents.
Well, the thing is like,
Even
if you're giving somebody a puncher's chance, do you want to fight the 0-1 guy or the 3-0 with 3 KOs guy?
yeah, true.
My next one is Jared Leto versus Gerard Way. Both of them have to be in their band outfits.
Okay.
And the
We got some
winner,
My Chemical Romance versus 30 Seconds to Mars.
yeah, and then the winner gets to remake the other one's songs in his voice.
Oh no.
In that case, I really hope Jared Leto wins.
Dude can sing, man.
I love
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
That dude can sing.
That is hilarious.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Logan versus Jake.
Oh, nobody's thought of that yet.
No, people have thought of that. Well, I'm not in this group,
Yeah.
but people have thought of that. But then they're just like, no, we're not gonna fight each other. I'm like, you guys are lame. Aren't you guys all about money?
That's the money fight.
Yeah, right. I don't even know who wins that one. Jake's the better boxer, but Logan's bigger and stronger. I don't know.
Could lay and pray, kind of like you did to Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Oh, is it me next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be an interesting one. In grappling, Francis Ngannou versus Joey Diaz. Because Joey Diaz he's legit.
Isn't he? Is he a black belt?
I think
He's
he's
a blue belt.
Or he's a
Blue
blue belt?
Blue or a purple
Blue or
belt.
purple?
But he's pretty legit.
Pretty legit.
And we know he weighs at least 320, so he's gonna have a little bit of weight on him.
Looking at Joey Diaz in a gi makes me laugh so hard.
It's the
I'm
best.
just thinking. And you know what's funny is I didn't have this on my list, but when you said something about Joey Diaz earlier, I was like, hold on, I gotta get something out here with Joey Diaz.
I still think
That's good.
Francis probably just wins that because he's more in shape, though.
How dare you?
How dare you? Oh, that's funny.
We should actually just do Joey Diaz versus Gabriel Iglesias in grappling. Just because.
Grappling.
Just because.
No, put him
So-
in MMA. You've seen Joey Karate.
I suppose, yeah. Well, then he's gonna beat him. I don't
So-
want to see Fluffy get beat up.
I do really want to see now that we're thinking of just actors and stuff and singers. I kind of want to see Chris Hemsworth versus what is Henry Cavill versus Chris
I
Hemsworth.
knew you were gonna say Cavill too.
But I think if it's I would say MMA. No, let's do grappling because I don't want them to mess up their pretty faces.
No, probably not.
Let's do grappling
It
because
was like, hold on, Henry Cavill from Man of Steel or Henry Cavill from The Witcher? Because Henry Cavill from Man of Steel, I feel like KOs anybody in the acting.
he was so buff.
He was huge in that movie, dude.
Who?
But Chris Hemsworth's pretty buff.
He's pretty big in The Witcher too, though.
He's pretty, but not as big.
No. I feel like what makes Chris Hemsworth look big is he does a lot of bicep curls and it's obvious that his arm he puts all of his work in his arms.
That's true.
Anyway.
It is true. Zoe Deschanel versus Katy Perry.
Yes.
They both look alike.
That's
So
fair.
there can only be one.
So there can only be one.
One disappears. We're like, which one won?
We don't know.
We don't know who won. They just take over both lives.
There you go.
I do have a serious one at the end, but
I was like, I have one.
Hey,
more.
I threw an actor one.
I only have one more. But
I threw an actor one in there.
I have one more and an honorable mention, but you're next.
I'm gonna just make one up now since we're at this point.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna play
I have a
something
couple
else.
honorable.
Go
mentions.
ahead.
Have you guys seen The Passion of the Christ?
Yeah.
So the guy who plays Jesus versus
Yeah.
actual Jesus, and winner gets to be Jesus.
Henry
The winner gets to be Jesus.
The winner gets to be Jesus.
The winner gets to be Jesus.
Is that how
Okay.
that works?
That's exactly how it works.
That's what I heard.
That's
I don't know if you've seen Mortal Kombat, but the mark transfers when you beat somebody else.
The mark.
No.
Do you get a gym bag?
I don't watch good movies.
I don't even know who that actor's name was.
All right. So
Jim Caviezel.
Oh,
he was also in the Count of Monte Cristo.
Ooh, I like it.
So I just want you guys to know, you guys should have known that this dude was going to be on my list with as much as I've been sharing about him. But Hasbullah,
I knew.
the GOAT,
I knew it. I knew it.
versus
No.
Peter Dinklage in MMA.
Oh no.
I don't know who the second person is.
Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Dinklage
He's like
wins.
the midget dude from Game of Thrones.
I haven't seen a single episode.
Dinklage wins.
Alternatively, he's the gay dude in Death at a Funeral.
Okay,
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
That's a silly movie. It's British humor.
It is super silly. It's ridiculous.
It's
I
true.
love it though.
And I'm thinking Hasbullah wins, just for the record.
What?
think he
Dinklage
beats
wins.
anyone.
Dink.
in the
No,
UFC.
dude, you can't. The
Bro.
Dink wins,
Okay,
bro.
Hasbullah's
Hasbullah.
the GOAT, though.
He's the goat.
Literally.
Like, Artem Lobov gave that nickname away, like, to him. It's Hasbullah the GOAT now.
The shift of power.
It is.
I know he's the best fighter alive, but have you seen him throw a punch? I know.
Have you seen him throw a half kick and almost fall down during
With
the
the
interview?
Dink, dude.
The
But they
Dink.
Disrespect the Dink.
Right. My next one, and then I'll have a couple honorable mentions after this, is Canelo versus Conor McGregor in kickboxing.
Oh, that's nasty.
That's
I would love
so
that.
halfway in between MMA and but Canelo is like
You're right.
insane. Yeah.
Oh, but dude,
Leg kicks.
McGregor spinning back kicking him in the chest,
I
dude.
know.
Oh.
Canelo would have to just work on kick defense. Don't even teach him kick offense because it's useless. He's wasting his time.
Yeah.
Just teach him
to
kick
check
defense.
some kicks.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad that we're telling somebody that to fight Conor and learn how to check kicks after what just happened to Conor?
Yeah. Right. Right.
Oh, that's terrible. All right.
All right, so my last one, and it's less serious because obviously bodybuilders aren't fighters,
Mm-hmm.
but
Say that too.
but the Mountain
Oh.
would be really fun to watch him. And it wouldn't be boxing because obviously it'd just be like a
Well,
tune-up show.
he is boxing.
He is boxing too.
Well, yeah, but he's not very good. So I think if you could mix in a little bit of maybe a little bit of grappling, Tyson Fury, and the Mountain.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Make it like a
Similar.
Find some sort of handicap so that Tyson Fury doesn't just come in and like piece him up.
They're similar in height
But
too.
yeah,
you
they're
could
they're both real big.
You could do a mix between Sambo and the Capra thing.
Also,
I was
I
talking
can't really call him a bodybuilder. He's a power lifter. So
True,
whereas bodybuilders are physique,
Well,
he's
he's
just
a strong guy.
terrifyingly strong.
and it can't be all grappling because he's too strong.
Well, and there's actually, dude, the guy who used to have all the world records for powerlifting,
Eddie.
Mariusz
Oh.
Pudzianowski, he crossed over to MMA and he's got quite a few knockouts now.
Really?
So
Well, there is
I can see it.
there's a difference between powerlifting and strongman. I think he's a strongman.
he's both.
Well, or does he do
Both.
both? Oh, I think he does do
because
both.
he has the world record for deadlift, right?
Oh, he does do both.
Right.
Okay, he does both.
So he does do both. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I will say the Mountain just had an exhibition sparring match.
and it's not good.
It didn't look good. This guy who weighed 160 pounds kind of pieced him up. Who's half his weight.
Yeah, like I said, it's not good. That's why I'm saying you can't be all grappling because he's too strong.
But he had a knockdown.
You can't be all boxing because Tyson Fury's too good.
It wasn't a real knockdown. He kind of just pushed him over because he's so strong. He's so strong. He just like. But yeah.
And the thing though is, I think because for boxing, most of our guys are super athletic, tall, and the guys at the top of the world right now are in between 235 and 270, and that's kind of like where the heavyweight boxing is in right now.
Yeah.
But give me a super heavyweight where it's dudes over 300 pounds, and then I feel like that's where the Mountain would shine because everybody in that would be not as strong as him, but he'd be just as fast, if not faster.
You'd have to do a max of 3 rounds, like 2 or 3 rounds for that.
Yeah,
If it gets past the third round, we're like, what are we watching?
Joey Diaz get to the second round and be like, can of corn.
Can of
Give me a
corn.
can of corn. Diet Coke.
Did any of you see Dada 500 versus Kimbo
Oh,
Slice? That's
dude.
what it would look like. The whole
It'd be a little worse than that, I feel like. A little worse than that.
So, are we... Do
Honorable
you have
mentions?
you had an honorable mention.
Well, because, I mean, you already said her name, so I didn't feel like I needed to do
Amber
it.
Heard.
Yeah, but Amanda Nunes versus Amber Heard.
I figured.
But
Gagey.
Wolf, we were doing that. I'm doing Francis Ngannou versus Amber Heard.
Tyson Fury.
Oh, dude.
If we're just doing this, we'll just do tag team honor, but not in a sexual way. You know.
Heavens no.
Heavens no.
Never that.
I'd
Gross.
rather cut my dick
I
off.
fast forward past the sexy parts of Never Back Down.
Which is hard, by the way. It's like half the movie.
I wonder if there's a YouTube cut out there that's like Never Back Down, but Amber Heard is cut from the movie completely.
Amber Heard, but it's somebody else's face pasted over hers.
Right.
It's just a 14-minute movie, and they just like cut all the scenes that she's involved in completely out of the movie.
That's funny.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
I'll buy it.
Take money.
But also give us some of the money for having the idea. My 3 honorable
Never Back Heard.
mentions are Never Back Heard. That is a good one. I like how you slipped that in. My 3 honorable mentions are a rematch between Floyd and Conor, because I think Conor wins now, because I think Father Time is finally beating Floyd. You know?
Well, that, and I think he just know not to blow his load in the first 4 rounds, thinking he was doing better. And
I think
come 10, he's tired.
Wait 1 or 2 more years. I think Conor wins that rematch, which is unfair.
Which is not yet.
It's not fair, but
Well,
I want to see it. Next one is finally have George St. Pierre and Khabib fight, because that was literally like the fight to decide who is the GOAT.
Right.
Besides John Jones, you have John Jones, and then these two are gonna fight.
If you were really big in MMA, like I was back in like the early, well, not like the mid 2000s, everybody knows the super fight that we should have got that we never got.
Anderson Silva versus
GSP.
Oh,
Yeah.
GSP
Is the fight.
Well, there was both.
for
John
GSP.
Jones and Anderson Silva and GSP.
Well, that's the thing though. Is GSP can strike pretty well. John Jones, I will say, can strike pretty well, but you know he's not going to stand with prime Anderson Silva.
You're right.
But however, a stand-up fight between Anderson Silva and GSP.
That would have actually told us who the GOAT was, kind of.
Yeah, for that era.
For that era.
Yeah.
John Jones is making his case, but next one is my last one is Francis Ngannou versus Deontay Wilder in boxing.
Ooh.
Because think about this, Deontay Wilder's not a good boxer,
He's not technical. No.
and I assume Ngannou wouldn't be an amazing boxer, so they'd be about even.
Did you see him versus Rosenstrike?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like I think it was like 1 for 8 for punches, and they were all thrown from his like kneecap.
I was like, we were watching that, weren't we? And we were like, this was the worst win I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was bad.
He missed like 8 haymakers.
So basically, what this is like a Miami backyard fight, but between 2 of the strongest guys with the most knockout power.
well,
And I'm with it.
I think those two have the most knockout power in the world. I can't think of anybody else who, like,
No, yeah, you're
like
probably right.
modern day.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Hapsula.
Well,
Let's not be unfair here. He'd knock them both out, but
pound for pound, he's got the most knockout power.
all 20 pounds. All 20
I
pounds.
think he's probably like 38 pounds, right?
Give that some credit, alright?
And my last
So
one
because
is
the dink is pushing like 90, I imagine.
Yeah,
So-
probably.
Hasbulla versus my son. What's up?
I would hope your son wins that.
Pay me.
Pay me.
I'll sign a waiver for
Get him
Tyson
in.
right now.
Tyson! Get in here!
Zach, Tyson, come here on the camera. Show me your muscles. All right, now leave. See what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying?
Do you get it?
Uh,
Oh boy.
bad.
That's funny. That was a fun one.
Well, that's about it.
So-
We made all of our picks and everything.
What do you think, man? Did you have fun?
I did have fun. Let me
Yeah,
plug
yeah,
myself
man.
real quick. July 10th, Kick Fest.
Oh yeah, you're
Ooh.
fighting. I forgot about that.
150 pounds-ish. Just got the opponent today. I don't know the name. Hold on one second.
Yeah, give me a name.
Don't
Give me a name and let's hate
I
on
just
it.
got it
Wait, can I look him up as we're
Shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Or does he have
We're gonna
previous
hate him.
fights?
Okay.
I guess I should
so
go to Shoodown.
It's Caleb
Maybe if you
Huffman.
spell it right.
Yeah, maybe if I spelled it right.
Caleb Huffman.
we know that's your actual arch enemy is spelling.
Yeah, right. How do you? I don't know.
M-A-N.
Kaleb.
Oh wait, it's a K. Okay. I've never seen Caleb's.
I'm looking at Tapology. I'm not
Oh,
sure
tap.
if it's
Okay, we
on
could do
there.
Tapology. We'll just do.
Or you can just Google his name and all 3 of the sites will come up.
Hoffman. Was it Hoffman?
Yep, Huffman.
Huff.
Yeah, I've never seen either of these names spelled like this before.
Okay.
This is okay.
Absolutely the dude pulling his shirt up in the mirror.
It's absolutely
0-3 MMA. Okay. Thanks for giving us something to hate on.
And this is a kickboxing charity event for.
I want to see his
Rick
losses
Tasker.
go down a little further. I want to see his losses.
Yeah, do we know anybody?
Well, if you could keep going. Keep going.
Oh, my bad.
There you go. So decision split, KO round 1, guillotine choke round 1. Okay.
I don't know any of these people they fought.
No, me neither.
Outstanding.
All these were in 2000. Oh, I saw the 08 at the end, and I'm like, all these were in 2008. What the? How old is this dude?
He found the fountain of youth. He's like, I'm getting back in MMA. After going to the Aztec ruins.
That one's in Iowa somewhere. I'm not sure yet. I don't have the exact location.
Also,
We will hate on him for you.
82 out of 84 in Iowa, and 517th out of 528 in the Midwest.
Stiff competition right there.
Stiff competition, bro.
And then August 20th, we got Josh Reed, my MMA debut at 145 pounds.
Ooh, I like it.
Nice.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
How long have you been? Did you say kickboxing?
Yep, I had my first one in April.
Yeah.
A lot of fear and stuff, so just being able to get out there.
Oh, there was a big weight difference too, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Didn't
dude
you weigh in
was,
at something? He was like a lot heavier.
I was 155. We weighed in at 55. He ballooned up to 73, and I was 61.
Oh,
Okay.
that makes
Yeah.
sense, I guess,
That is unfortunate.
How tall was this guy?
6'1".
I was gonna say. I remember watching the video. I was like Trey showed me. I was like, "How tall is your friend Elijah?" Like right before I met
5'3".
you, and I was like, "Yeah, 5'3". That sounds about
On
right.
my best day, and it was billed as like a debut tournament.
Yeah.
So like an 0-0 or a 1-0 or an 0-1 versus the same record. No,
Yeah.
this dude was 1-3, but his record wasn't
Yeah.
billed as that. So dude was super experienced, and it was my first fight.
For saying you were scared, you're probably the only dude that I've ever seen laughing and cheesing out in his corner between rounds.
Yeah.
Trey got a picture of him. He's just in there like this, between rounds. I was like,
Well, that was so. I fought a dude who was I don't know 6-10, or he had a bad record, but it was extensive.
Right.
And it was one of my first fights, and I'm like, this isn't what I wanted, put me up against somebody who has similar
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
And that was
my second fight. I fought the most experienced dude that I ever fought.
Isn't that?
I beat him twice.
Oh well. Not everyone has the left hand you have.
Well, when I say experience, he was 10 and 18 when I fought him, and then he was 10 and 19, and then I fought him again 2 months later. And the first time I beat him in 38 seconds, and the second time I beat him in 20 seconds.
But
so.
experience is experience. When somebody who's 0-0 is going up against somebody who's 10 and 20, the 10 and 20 guy still kind of has a.
The intangibles kind
of
thing.
I was 0-1 the first time I fought him, and I was 1-1 the second time I fought him.
That's funny.
The good old days of South Dakota MMA when we just picked fights with each other, and then all right, fight you at this event, because there was events every other weekend for an entire summer.
Why
so
we'd be like that?
We'd be on Facebook talking crap to each other and be like, just tag a promoter. Hey, don't you have fights in 2 weeks? All right, I'm fighting this guy. All right, well, I'm writing it down. And that was it.
Why isn't it like that anymore?
I miss it.
I miss it. Because now there's one event. Are there even events in South Dakota?
Not really. We have one August 20th, but I don't even know how that's going yet.
I know. Trayvon, actually, we were emailing each other about it.
Well, I told him I'd fight, and they still don't have anybody for me except for Joey Adams. But we'll see.
It's hard to find heavyweights sometimes.
Especially, but this is the fight that a lot of people want, because I beat him the first time and he beat me the second time.
Yeah.
And took my belt. So let's do it again.
Yeah. He's
He's
being a puss. Do I need to call him out on Facebook?
He wasn't being a puss, but he's definitely went to prison 3 times since we fought. So hey, stay out for a while. Please.
He's going to prison to avoid you. That's exactly
what I thought too.
Or he's going to get undervalued and underestimated skills for the rubber match.
Oh.
You can learn some stuff in prison.
It's like every time he comes out, he levels up just a little bit.
He levels up.
Fair enough, man. Well, yeah, go show some support to Elijah, man.
Mm-hmm.
He could
follow him on his
He-Man
Facebook page.
MMA on Instagram, Herring Elijah7 on Snapchat, Elijah He-Man Herring on Facebook.
All those.
Love it.
all of those. What he said. Thanks for coming on.
The indie animal on Pornhub.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
All right.
Him opening and closing his butthole. What?
Oh, wait a minute. Positive note.
Kyle said it.
You know what? I didn't say it. I'm not saying it again.
But I'd say it.
Remember, if you like the show, to go to Facebook.com, search Velocity Entertainment, throw us a follow, do the same on Twitch. TV/Velocity Entertainment 360. We appreciate every follow. We're getting pretty close to affiliate, so that's the goal for now. Everything is appreciated. Everybody that listens, we appreciate you. Thanks, Elijah, for coming on, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Love shooting the shit and having fun. So, yeah, we'll catch you guys on Wednesday for the movie review podcast, and then Monday after that. So, You guys have a beautiful